Alrighty guys, let's take a look at our KOSPI, the Korean market. How are things looking like in their market open session? And this will help us to understand how especially, or at least the memory stocks would open or react tomorrow. Now, so let's take a look at in this video. It will be concise video because we don't have US market open today, so not much to catch up there, but definitely how do you approach this week in the market? Definitely check out my members. Well, this video is for everyone actually. There's bullish and bearish levels to watch, Micron, SanDisk, and many other memory stocks and semiconductors I have talked here. And also if you are interested in checking out much more coverage that I have done for the members, you can check out this video of mine. I go over how to approach this week, and 30 plus stocks are covered over here. As for what are the price actions and the potential trades, how things are looking like, you can check that video out of members only. Now, so let's get back over here. Now, I do want to emphasize as we go through in this video, KOSPI on TradingView is the real-time data. But then for SK Hynix, we will be using the charts from TradingView, but there's a, I think 15 to 20 minutes delay in the data. So we will be using, if we really like real-time data, we will be using the Korean finance market for SK Hynix prices and Samsung prices, okay? But we will be referencing back to the charts here to understand what is the price action telling us, okay? Because we will be needing the charts to gauge the price action structure, okay? So with that, let's jump right into it. Once I let you know, none of this is any financial advice, only for education purposes, just sharing my opinion. Please do your own thing. So KOSPI, guys. Now, this zone below here, 6,000 around, I do consider it's a very important zone where we can expect some stabilization to eventually happen. Now, we did get a strong bounce over here, but we rejected and came down because there is a trend line. As you can see, we have been constantly still rejecting down over there. Now, KOSPI today did open lower, filled the gap, and is coming down again, okay? The thing is that as we are approaching closer to the potential stabilization zone, there's still a room for the downside until we get to that zone. But as we are already seeing, it's not a confirmed bottom, I already told you, and it's not the bottom you should play. This is still technically in the negative direction. However, since it's so close to the stabilization zone, what will give us the confirmation for the bulls taking control back again? And for that, we will have to break out above 7,058, this significant level. Because what this would do is, let's get to the hourly interval. Because what that will do is getting above $7,052 area of the significant level will give us a confirmation of a double bottom, which is a healthy type of a bottom. You don't want to see just one bounce and then things never come down. That's a problem because eventually it will come down most likely for our test. So the sooner it does, the better. Now, but as I said, it's not a bottom confirmation. This is not a double bottom as of yet. This will only confirm a double bottom if we get above 7,052 area. If it can do it and we break out above that reference line as well, we still need to get above that negative moving reference line. Then only we will be doing some meaningful bounces on KOSPI. Session today hasn't closed yet. While I'm doing this video, there's still almost just over 5 hours left for KOSPI, okay, in this session. And so let's mark this zone as well a strong resistance here right now, okay? So we are not bullish. We are definitely approaching a zone where I do believe we will eventually stabilize, but even from where we are, if from here itself we want to turn bullish, we are still 2-3 sessions away for a proper confirmation, or we see a really strong close right away. But otherwise, as if we are still in the negative structure, we can still come down, get into this yellow zone down here around 6,000, and then potentially see some stabilization. And then we'll have to still wait and watch the price action. I'll tell you what we are watching, because you cannot plan for that advance right now, because price action every day evolves, and every day we have, that's where every day we have to read the price action to understand, okay, what is the price action telling us now. But since overall direction is still to the downside, there is still room on this to still come down here. Okay, but the point is that yes, we are not bullish until we regain that 7052 area. If we can do that, great. Otherwise, no. But these are the signs you will have to look for right now. On KOSPI, we are still in the negative direction. Let's get to SK Hynix. This thing also opened lower, right? And did fill the gap. Now let's get to the Korean finance market here to grab the real-time quote. I'm just gonna refresh it. 1,840,000 right now. So it did come down previously. 1,830 shows here, but when I grab a real-time data, that is around, again, it's not huge of a difference, and that's why I waited a little bit, and I always like to wait a little bit so that chart let it stabilize, and at least there, if I talk about it, we won't see much delta between trading views data on SK Hynix and the Korean real-time market data. So this is where the price is very close to the significant level, actually, even on the real-time data. And so the thing is that SK Hynix is still technically negative below 2,040,000 area, that zone up here. Below that, we are still negative. But just like KOSPI, as if we have to form this a double bottom, from here, we don't want to lose level below it, that is 1,688,000. And we want to get above 2,040,000 area, okay? So that will give it some strength. However, I do think it's better for it to come down if we want to play a meaningful bounce in that direction to the upside. And why do I say that? Because if we just go back up from here, we're going to mostly stay choppy. It's not going to be a meaningful bounce. However, if SK Hynix does come down all the way to 1,090,000 area, 1,090,000 area, if it comes down there, I know you may not like it if you are a bull, but you should not be a bull here when we lost the structure at that up here 2,400,000. I told you about all of it. You should not be in any bullish position, and that's why I'm personally not minding this thing come down. I don't have any position on SK Hynix as of yet, but I will be playing meaningful bounces on memory stocks, and they will be coming. Not just on SK Hynix, but on Micron, SanDisk, and all of these. And definitely, I will be talking about it in my members only videos. So if you are interested to catch all those moves with me, and there are already many other moves we talk in my members only video, consider becoming a member. So details are all in the description of this video, how to become a member. So anyhow, having said that, we are still trying to find a bottom, well, not a bottom, but trying to find a stabilization here, but it's still weak, still just bouncing a little bit, but it doesn't really make it like super strong. It is coming up though, 1,850,000, pretty much where it started, around up here, yeah, closer to the significant level. So let's see how it closes. But please note, below 2,040,000, we are still technically negative on this thing. Is just going to be a bounce for now. Let's take a look at Samsung. Now Samsung, let's take a look at real-time quote on this thing, 252,000. And so that is pretty much where it is, pretty much just, 1,000 difference. So yeah. Well, it's still just a bounce. Samsung also is approaching a critical zone of potential stabilization here. As I said, it's better that we come down so that we can play a meaningful bounce. Because from here, we're going to mostly linger around, then still make a slow move mostly down. And this is not even a meaningful bounce. But hey, we are still negative. Right now, there is not even a meaningful bounce. Okay, we are still negative. This is just a potential bounce for the day, nothing more than that. Let's get to the hourly interval. And for this thing to even start rebounding for a couple of days more, you have to see it get above $267,500, this significant level. Only if it does that, then only some rebound is possible until 313,000. But right now for the day, it's just a bit of a bounce. So It is approaching. I do think we will see a potential stabilization here, but better if it just, comes down first, so that at least this doubtful area is gone, right? Then we just know we can have a tight stop loss and just play for the fences, right? And that's pretty much how you will have to look at it. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's here we are with the Korean market as of right now. Let's just take a look at again on the real-time quote of SK Hynix. Yeah, again down 1,839,000. So it's pretty much, as you can understand, it's just bouncing between that range, which means it's just remaining a bounce for the day right now. And so don't really right now expect much. Okay. So yeah, it's still negative, it's still weak, it's a little bit bouncing, filling the gaps, or pretty much filling the orders, the gap fill orders, right? So anyhow, let's take a look at overnight how Micron is looking like. You will have to look at my bottom right corner of the screen for the overnight prices. So this is Micron, just $10 up, 1.29%, doesn't really change as much. It was quite up when it opened. When the overnight session just opened, it was a little higher. SanDisk was also quite high, like 4% up. Now it's just like, you look at it, bottom right corner, just 0.02% up. It was at 1 point negative also. So SK Hynix is a little bit positive in the overnight session on the Nasdaq, but I just showed you on for the reasons that I just showed you on the Korean market. Seagate a little bit positive. But anyways, guys, more details on these price actions for Nasdaq, for the US side of these memory and the semiconductors. Please make sure you have checked this video out for this week plan. This is, you can even watch even if you're not a member for this video. So check this out, and for other stocks and many other trade plans, you can become a member. That way you will support the channel as well. And with that, with that, I'll see you in my next videos. Take care, bye.